And we continue learning Dirshu Mishna Berurah Hilchos Netilas Yadaim Simin Kuf Nun Ches. We're up to Sif Hey. Says the Mechaber on Netilas Yadaim, someone who washes his hands for fruit, Ariza Magasi Ruach, that is Bal Gaiva. Says the Ramav, Adavchin Elibiteres Chiv. It's only if he washes his hands as he thinks there's a Chiv. Avlim Naila Mishum Nikiyas. He washes his hands, he just wants them to be clean. Shlei Yadav Nikiyas, Shlo Hayo Yadav Nikiyas. His hands were not clean. Mutter, that's not a problem. Ubsar sli roasted meat ish mishaner midvarav avalbi shemayel toifeach. Allah of dina kaperes has the same halacha as peres. Tashel mechitin and wheat dishes veim neguvim and they're dry. Dinim kaperes. All these entities do not require netilas yadaim. Says the Mishnah Berurah over here, Reza Megasi Ruach, one who washes his hands for fruit is balgaiva shemara ba'atzmai. Why explains the Mishnah Berurah of Kadach Beis? Shemar Abbas Medaktik mitzvahs, he's showing that he's medaktik. Mashain Sarach, he's more medaktik than necessary. The Medina will take new clouds damn the payers. There's no such thing. It doesn't mean you made a brach levatala. It means you washed and you said, I have an obligation to wash. That's when it is inappropriate, and it's not what one should do, and that's Bal Gaiva. The Shartin over here is of Kadar Chaf Beis comments. Chaf Beis is going prior. In Sivkat Chaf Gimel, it's a very simple comment of the Shartin. He just says Pashit, that it's not has nothing to do with the bracha of Netilas Yadaim. But said the Mechaber and Sivkat Chaf Gimel, that the Rabbah explained, from the Samak, says only if his hands were clean, but if his hands weren't clean, you're allowed to wash your hands. So explains the Mishnah Berurah, Sivkat Chaf Gimel Shal Yadav Nikiyos, Ayim Ba'achrein, Sheiskim with Afilamini Yodelem Shom Lech Lech L'Tom. They're not really dirty. Raksha writes L'Achmar L'Atzli Yadayim Yishim Kavod HaBracha. Let's say you're about to make a bracha, you're going to utter God's name, so you want to wash your hands. That as well, say the achrayim, gam keim motor. That is allowed. His hands are unclean. A strong line. If your hands aren't clean, says Mr. Berurah, Medina, you have to wash your hands. It's still a different type of washing. That's what the Nisif here is commenting on. So let's take a quick moment and scroll up over here to Dirshu note number 36. This line that you have to wash your hands, Medina, when they're dirty to make a bracha. When your hands are not clean and you clean them in a way and you want to learn Torah or say a bracha, we learned in Siman Sadi Beis, this is enough, meaning it's just to clean. It's your hands are dirty, so you can wipe them off. It's not a din mayim over here. As we mentioned, there's different forms of Netilas Yadaim. And over here, when your hands are dirty to make a bracha, you just need to clean your hands. It continues the Dirshu over here. Someone's in the middle of a meal, and he comes to make a bracha on yayin or peiros, like you have to do in the middle of a meal, and your hands are dirty. We're going to see in Kuf Beyalef. If you're an istanis, then you have to wipe them off first, which is mashma, a regular person does not. Comes like Chaim Kanievsky and he says from the Shartzian over there, it sounds even one who's not in this has to wash his hands when he wants to make a bracha and he's Messiah Sarachin. So the point that we'll take out from this is when you're uttering the Shem Hashem, your hands have to be clean. There might not be a chiyam netilas yadayim kidin. You don't have to use water, but you definitely have to wipe off your hands. Sivkat and Chavdalid, it looks like Yesh Mishanira that even though it's Mayel Tafeach Amanasla, Aval Bisha Mayel, Tafeach Alav Dini Keberas. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Kasvu Achrayim, Sivkat Chav Dalit. The Kuli Alma Maidim is at the Mayel Yoitzi, Min Abasar, Loy Chashem Mashke, the juice that comes off of the meat is not called a liquid, and therefore there's no Chiyam Netilas Yadayim. Achem Mashke Tafeach Mamayim Shalav. Let's say it was rinsed off with water, and now there's water coming off the meat. That, of course, it's not normal in roasting something to do that much liquid. Because roasting, by its very definition, is going to dry it out. But that's hagra. If you rinse off meat and then you roast it, that which comes out of the meat has a shem mashke and would require Netilas Yadaim. So Dirshu Mishna number 37 comments that the Gra explains that roitev on peiros that are cooked, you have cooked fruits, even though it's considered mei peiros, that's as well called mashke because it comes out of the fruit due to cooking them. And the Goyin adds on, this is not similar to that which we just said about the meat, which is not considered a mashke, that doesn't need to be rinsed off. Now the Mishna Berurah explains that when you roast it, it's not considered shem mashke. Why? Because it wasn't rinsed off. And that's the reason why the Goyin is differently. Chazon Ish explains that you don't have to wash it off. Okay, a little bit intricate. Let's leave that for now. We see continue with Sivkat al-Chavevi and Iguvin, they're dry, Ratzalaim, Rishan Nagmu Me'roitiv Shalem, you rinse them off. If they were wet, so this is the Mishnah Berurah comments that if we have a cooked dish of wheat that's dry, it's not a problem. But if it would be wet, it would be a problem. Not a problem, you just have to wash. You don't touch the food with your hands, use a utensil. And this line over here is one of the big Ateirim. One of the big reasons why a lot of that which we just learned about Netilas Yadaim when you're dipping stuff, etc., is not going to be overly nageya, because we eat with utensils. Va'afilu, and the chiddush is, once you eat with your utensil, even in nageya by b'derech mikra b'teichai kaf, let's say your hands get a little bit to touch the fruit of the other items, still, you don't have to wash them. But if it's the derech to eat with your hands, then utilizing a kli will not help. Pairs of mushal b'mayim, you have cooked fruit. If you have your compote, you should be using a spoon. On you have pickles. Unless you dry them off. One second, let me just make sure. Where are we over here? Yeah, continues the Mishnah. Excuse me. Where is that Mishnah Berurah? There it is. There's Mishnah Berurah. You're dipping the cracker in schnapps. It's not called something that's dipped in. Let's say the schnapps has a lot of water in them. You don't have to wash your hands. That kind of shiny. Mashma mizeh. Dima maimu roiv. Lefia garadin avi b'chlam mashke. V'afilu alekach u'bachs mekes da'ayis kam kinin l'haka which exam the le'el Mishnah Berurah Sivkat and Ches. We're going to stop over here. We're going to stop over here. The other dirshus we do not have. I'll pick it up from Sivav the next year. B'siyata Dishmaya.